to empower staff to teach tech skills. The program has an emphasis on internet safety and internet ethics throughout. The Club Tech program brings innovation together with hard work. Bring down the volume. I'll just speak over the end of this very short clip. The point of this project is not, yes, it was funded by Microsoft to a very large degree, which was fantastic. More importantly, Microsoft is now allowing us to open source the tools created there and to work with anyone and to share these tools with anyone who wants to engage in a big, scalable education project. But the key to this project was the community engagement. And that gets me back to, it's not us and them, learners somewhere, and we educators doing something different. This project has so far reached over 6 million of the poorest children in the States and the world, and it was created with local communities on the native reservations in America, in the worst ghettos of America, and now internationally we're just bringing it to Europe, and would be very happy to share it. And then my last set of examples, and I'll wrap up, I just want to introduce some of these amazing people who can't be here. This is James Brosnan, my main writing partner on a new book for MIT. James has cerebral palsy and can only use now this muscle in his neck to operate a switch to write, speak, and do anything else he wants to do. But that neck muscle is going quickly. We're up against a real time limit. And so the last few years of work have really focused on making interfaces that James and every other person who can't operate a keyboard with their hands, which one day might be all of us, I have to repeat, can use. So this is the eye control technology that my colleague here, Mick Donegan, is speaking about. And I want to explain why I think this is the key to the future of learning. It's about what I call almost too late technologies. We're no longer in a field of just-in-time technology. Everything that really matters in the field of education is almost too late. Just at the last second, we managed to figure out what might work for somebody like James while he can still tell us what he needs. And I have to say, and I'm sorry to be depressing, but a lot of the children you've seen in the video clips I've shown so far are no longer alive, and those are very recent clips. So there is a real time issue. I'm not just talking about hypothetically how might we best use our time, but if we really want to know what people like James have to say and what some of those children you saw in the Stephen Hawking School are capable of learning, we've got to spend less time in the general debate and more time making and testing the tools with people. So what you see James doing here, it may not make a lot of sense to you now, but Magic here is a professional musician who is jamming live with James, but James is controlling music, using his eyes. As he looks at the screen, the music plays. It's music that he's written, he's recorded, and that he controls in real time, in a real synchronous, live, real space collaboration with another person, which many of us take for granted. We might have made our first little music when we were 1 or 2, but at the age of 34, James was able to do this 2 years ago. And we're just now taking this tool around the world. And the guys who made the particular version of the screen that we're using in this case study are here at the conference. The Tobii group from Sweden made that tool. There are many others, and we don't endorse any of them. We want them all to be free at point of access to anyone who needs them. But they can be customized from mainstream technology tools to personalized learning tools if we work together. And this is the very last example. I want to introduce you to the lovely Katie Gilligan. Katie's 24 years old, one of the dancers we met at the Special Olympics in Dublin in 2003, who just a few months ago, for the first time, spoke using that same system that is eye controllable. Katie had never had any technology before, no physical voice, no ability to move without someone moving her, and therefore no educational experience whatsoever, though she went to school for 18 years, and though she won awards in her school. We realized once through this experiment, a nice rich man in Dublin bought Katie an eye control system, and we volunteered our time to program it for her and make her a voice. And now she's telling us what needs to be made next. And that's my real point, that when Katie can teach us what we need to know, that's when all of our jobs begin together. So we can stop the video there, and I hope that makes sense to you. There are many other examples I'd like to share. There isn't time, but I'm delighted to speak later. But I invite us all really to think together while we're here live in person, as well as when we leave, about what we could really make together that would improve the future of education for absolutely everybody. Thank you very much.